young children, colour, religion, background, they would all play together. But at some stage, we develop prejudices, we develop hatreds and all these things. And we are not born with these things. They're instilled by adults. So we as adults need to go back to being like CC and Biz. Let's be children. Let's love each other. Let's be happy and play with each other. So the it's a fundraiser for the charity. All of the profit goes to the charity.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius.
And welcome to the Tiberius Show today. And I'm your host, Tiberius Boy. And as always, looking at various jobs and how they affect the world around us. Now, today's guest is someone who proves that you don't have to be a superhero to change the world. You just have to care enough to help one person at a time. Well, imagine people in need after a disaster. And instead of just feeling sad, you decide to do something about it. Not for money, not for fame, but just because it's the right thing to do. Today's guest turned that idea into a global movement, helping communities like places in Papua New Guinea, the Philippines, and Vietnam. Well, please welcome the one, the only, the inspiring Peter Nicholls.
Good morning, everybody. My goodness, how do I top that welcome that you just did there? Welcome, everybody.
Well, Peter, for kids who've never heard of your organization, what exactly is Change the One?
Change the One is a charity that I set up to hopefully avail every child and adults as well the opportunity that we have been lucky enough to have here in Australia, that my children have been able to receive, and myself over the years as well too. And Australia is not dissimilar to America. So if we can provide those opportunities for children across the world, then that's my dream. That is my goal.
All right, well, was there a specific moment in your life when you realized you wanted to help people in this way?
I've always helped my friends and family and what have you, but on a missionary trip to Papua New Guinea with my daughter and her school, to see the change. She was already a good child, I have to say that, but to see the change in her when she saw the limited facilities that the children in Papua New Guinea had, and just the difference in her when we came back. And that's when I had that moment. I thought, this is something that we can do by sharing the plight of other people, so that we do realize how fortunate we are to live in both Australia and, as I said, in America as well.
Wow, that sounds like a really emotional experience. So how did it change you as a person?
How did it change me? It frustrated me because I wanted to do more, to look at the whole world, and you look at the expanse of the world and it is so frustrating. The problems are just immense. And that's where the name Change the One came from, because I had to look at one thing at a time, just changing one thing at a time. That ripple effect, if we do one good deed a day, what a difference that can make to the world, and not focus on the enormity of the problem, but just do one good deed a day.
So you mentioned seeing kids who were still happy even after losing so much. What did that teach you?
To be happy with what we've got, and to appreciate the plight of other people, to take it back to basics, I suppose. COVID did a lot, and I thought it would change a lot of things. We've sort of slipped back into the way we were in the Western world, across the world. COVID brought us back to family and playing games and doing things because we couldn't get out and about and what have you. If we kept it simple like that and looked back to how it used to be before technology. Technology is wonderful, Don't get me wrong. You're in Florida, I'm in Australia. So technology is wonderful, but it's a tool. It's a tool. Who we are as human beings, looking after each other, looking after your neighbor, looking after your friends and family. To me, that's what life is all about.
All right. So instead of trying to, change everything, you decided to focus on helping one person at a time?
Correct. Yes. Just one good deed a day. A lot of people say, but what can I do? It can be as simple as if you have a cup of coffee in a cafe, take your empty cup back. Don't leave it sitting on the table. But if you take your cup back and say, thank you very much, you'll be surprised the look that people will give you, because you took your empty cup back, but also you took the time to say thank you and have a good day. That makes a difference in people's lives, just being happy and thoughtful.
All right. So what was the very first thing you did when you started Change the One?
The little village of Boonera, no electricity, no running water, no toilets. They were sitting on the dirt. They had this shack that was a school. So we came back, and with my daughter's school, we put a concert on to raise money, and we provided 3 teachers' quarters so that they had somewhere to stay, and 2 classrooms, which was wonderful because the facilities were better. More teachers came because the teachers were there and the facilities were better. The children went to school. They were encouraged to go to school. Without those facilities, what do? They were sitting on the dirt. Without those facilities, there's no school. Poverty without education is self-perpetuating. If there's education, but in their own environment, not putting our Western brain to it, in their own environment, having the facilities there, then the children can choose. I want to be a rice farmer or a tree lopper like my dad, or a fisherman, or no, I want to go on to further education. Without education, they're stuck. They can't do anything. And life and poverty just continues on.
So was it difficult to get people to believe in your idea at the beginning?
Not really. It started off just as we'll raise some money and do a few good things, but then a good friend of mine, a videographer, suggested we set up an actual proper charity, a licensed charity. And I go, no, I don't need to get in front of the camera, don't need all that stuff. But he said, having a licensed charity, people have that ability to have their donation tax deductible, which will give us more money to be able to do more things. And it was surprising how quickly people came on board and came on the committee, because the most important thing for me is that 100% of the money goes to those in need. I don't get paid. There's no administration costs. Everybody wanted to give back. So many people want to give back, but they don't have the vehicle to be able to do it. And that's what I hope Change the One will do for people, in that, don't get me wrong, all charities do some good, but my idea of a charity is you have time, you have talent that you can give, or you have money that you can give. And I've set our charity up on that pretext that all of the money goes to those people who need it.
So no one gets paid at all. So how do
No
you
one
make
gets
a
paid.
living then?
I retired now. I was a finance broker until 2 years ago, and my beautiful home here, I put on Airbnb, and that pays for my trips overseas. And I'm very fortunate that I have a lot of support from my family, my nieces and my great nieces and nephews. They raise money at Christmas time. They go around and raise money, and they put their pocket money in, and that's how we do it. Is those people on our committee? I have a printer. He does the printing for us for nothing. On our committee, I have a graphic designer. He does the artwork for nothing. They all give of their time and talent to help us continue to do the work that we do.
So they print everything, and they print the money?
No, no, you took that the wrong way. No, they don't. They don't print the money. Any publicity material they print. Please don't. The Australian government, the federal government, please don't listen to Tiberius. No, we do not print our money.
All right. So what kinds of projects does Change the One work on?
Mainly education and providing schools up in the mountains for the ethnic minority groups in the Philippines, Vietnam, and Papua New Guinea. But also, look, we're asked to do a lot of things. We provide push bikes for children that are walking long ways to school. We've done renovations for older people. There is a support centre in Vietnam for children with severe disabilities. We provide the funds for that as well. Dairy cows for families in Vietnam, mobility aids for children that and older people that have no wheelchairs, and just wherever we can. But we want it to be self-sustaining. In the past we have provided food for a village, but that's a hand out. We want a hand up. It gives you a wonderful feeling to give them food that lasts for a month, but then they're back to square one again. So instead of doing that, let's provide the education or provide the assistance so that you can be self-sustaining. Yeah.
All right. So you help build classrooms and bathrooms. What is it like seeing kids walk into a school for the first time?
The looks on their faces is really what keeps us going. If we focused on the difficulties that we have, which is unfortunately adult introduced problems, and that can be because of governments and what have you. If we focused on that, I wouldn't do it. But we focus on the children and how we can help them and the difference that we're making to their lives, but also the looks on the parents' faces as well too. We provided some push bikes recently for children in the Philippines. Some of the children could not go to pick up the bikes, and the grandparents came, and really to shake the hands of these ladies in particular. They were like cardboard, their hands, because they're working in the fields all the time, working in the rice paddies, and it's heartbreaking. It's a push bike. It is a push bike. It was $100 Australian for a push bike, but to see the life changing for those children. My wife is Filipino. She went up into the mountains just recently to buy some fruit. She's a chef and they have a catering business. Went up to the mountains to buy some fruit. She was buying jackfruit, and one of the young girls that received a push bike was selling the jackfruit up in the mountains, and she was so happy and gave Abby I'm going to cry, gave Abby the biggest hug just by receiving a push bike. And it's such a simple gesture, but it changes lives.
Oh, yeah. So you also help with farming and sustainability. Why is that important?
Correct. I came from a small dairy farm in South Gippsland in country Victoria, and the upbringing that we had on the farm was so important. The sustainable farming and looking after the environment is so important these days, providing water filtration systems for people because they're drinking polluted water. But they also have the ability these days to go to the bigger towns and buy water in plastic bottles. Now, the problem is yes, they're drinking clean water, but those plastic bottles aren't recycled. So if we put a water filtration system in that mitigates the use of plastic bottles, but gives them clean, fresh water that's not contaminated all the time. And if we look after the environment, I'm not going to get started on global warming or the environment, but if we look after the environment in their own situation, that is just rubbish. Stop the rubbish. We're putting in a toilet block at the moment, and where they would normally let the water just run out into the land, no, we've got filtration systems in place, and we've shown them how to do it. They will do that, and they will replicate that in other situations now, because it's just going into these mountainous areas. It's like stepping back 200 years. They still do things the same way, mainly because of costs, and they can't afford to implement the correct filtration, what have you. But if we can help them do that, it's helping our future as well too. So sustainable farming is very, very important, and it will change everybody's lives as well too. And it's a matter of educating the children, but educating the adults slowly, not dictating to them, but suggesting this is a better way. Let them decide. You cannot dictate. You cannot tell them what to do. Show them and let the children lead the way, because they can see the better future as well too.
All right, so you've worked in multiple different countries. Are there similarities in what people need most?
We're all the same. We're all human beings. We all need the same thing. We all need water. We all need food, and the same here in Australia. We've got very poor people. We've got the Aboriginal people living in remote areas that need our help and assistance too. So it's exactly the same worldwide. It doesn't matter race, religion, whatever. Our needs are exactly the same. But again, having said that, there's the old saying, God helps those that help themselves, but God help those that don't. You can put things in place for people, but if they're not willing to change and they want to just stay exactly the same, they've got to be prepared to help themselves and change, not dramatically, but we will help you provide a better life for you, but they've got to be prepared to do those changes themselves.
So what is something that would surprise people about your work?
That we do it for nothing. People like you said, how do you live? Like I do. I put my house on Airbnb, and that pays for my trips overseas. But the number of people that rally around you when they know that you're doing this for nothing, they say, "Oh, come and stay at our place. You can bunk on the couch, or come and have dinner at our place," and what have you. So it's heartwarming to see the people that do want to help when they know exactly what you do.
Well, here seems like a good time to do a quick commercial break. Let's hear a word from our sponsors.
So you want to make an ad for your company, right?
Yeah, Tiberius, you want to help me?
Okay, so what's the name of the company?
PPWND.
PP what?
Professional Pressure Washing and Detailing.
So you like clean driveways?
Yeah, like that. We pressure wash commercial buildings and semi-truck and trailers.
So how would someone get a hold of you?
They can visit my site at ppwnd.com or call me at 407-900-7793.
So I just tell them to call you at 407-900-7793 or visit ppwnd.com?
Yeah, Tiberius, you got it.
Cut, that's a wrap. Just use that.
Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
And we're back here with Peter Nicholls, founder of Change the One and Kindness Champion. So Peter, you're also the author of a children's book. What inspired you to start writing?
Raising funds is getting more and more difficult. The cost of living here in Australia, probably in America too, is going up and up. And rather than do the same thing all the time, we do gala dinners each year. I was riding my push bike through the Philippines, and my bum was getting very, very numb by sitting on the bike all the time. And I was inspired by how can we tell what we're doing. Like, yes, we're on your show now talking about what we do, but it was a way of spreading the word about what the charity does through the eyes of myself, but how do I do it in such a fun way that children will see it and that adults will get the message at the same time. So I've designed the book so that adults are reading the book to children, to young children, and that the adults are going, oh, that's right, I remember about doing that, but it's also getting to the children as well. The cows that we give in Vietnam, can I show you my friend? This is my good friend.
I mean, tell us about CC the caring cow and her best friend.
This is CC. This is CC the caring cow, and the cows that we give in Vietnam look very much like this. And a cow to a family gives them milk, but also gives them a calf that they can sell. That calf is worth about 2 years of hard work. So it completely changes their life. So what the charity does, and the book is all about through the eyes of Cece the caring cow, and her best friend is a busy little bee called Biz. And Biz is a cheeky little fella, and they fly around, and it's all about what we do as a charity. And there's a lot of references to real people, but the names have been changed and what have you in the book. And it's to encourage adults. Life is really simple. Live it through the eyes. There's the book. Live it through the eyes of children. If we put children of any race in a room, young children, color, religion, background, they would all play together. But at some stage, we develop prejudices, we develop hatreds and all these things. And we are not born with these things. They're instilled by adults. So we as adults need to go back to being like CC and Biz. Let's be children. Let's love each other. Let's be happy and play with each other. So it's a fundraiser for the charity. All of the profit goes to the charity. So the books, the toys. The first one is the caring adventures. There's Vietnam adventures that I've written, Philippine adventures with Ricky the plumber. He's a good friend of mine. And there's 6 books there. So if this one sells and if this one works, we'll translate it into every language possible. And I would love it to be. I've designed. I used to do a lot of pantomimes myself, so I've designed it so that we can make full-size costumes and have these running around on stage and have songs and everything as well too. So, and Tiberius, you would be perfect as Biz the Bee. So I'll have a costume made up your size, and you can be Biz the Bee for me.
All right, now I have a question that's been bugging me ever since you started your answer. Do
Yes.
all the cows you give come standing or on all fours? Because CC the cow looks like it's always standing. So do they all come standing, or do they all come on all fours?
Well, they come on all now. They come on all fours. Yes, they do.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure you weren't giving standing cows.
We have also trained the cows to lift one of their feet and give the thumbs up so that everything's okay, which is what you can see here, that it's the thumbs up, and the same with Biz the Bee. So they have been trained to do that, yes, and we tried to get them to juggle, but they kept falling over all the time. So thank you, Tiberius.
All right. Now I have to ask, were you always this, growing up, or did you learn it over time?
I had terrific role models. My mum, who passed away last year, she was 95, and my dad, he passed away earlier through cancer, unfortunately, but two of the most caring and giving people. My mum was, if I could model myself around my mum and her tolerance, her understanding, her welcoming of any person into her world and into her life. She was just the best role model that you could ever possibly want. She should have been President of America and and Australia and everywhere else, because she was just the most beautiful person. So I attribute who I am to my upbringing from them. Yeah.
So what is the biggest misconception people have about helping others?
They think it's too hard. What can I do? They go, because, and again, we look at the big problem, the world problem.
The big
narrow
picture.
It down. Narrow it down. That's right. Let's narrow one thing, just one thing. As I said, pick up that empty cup and take it back. Just think about one thing, and that's what the book is. There's a little poem about kindness and what have you, and then there's a question from the adult to say, what did you do today? How did you help someone today? Did you make a new friend? So it's just that interaction. It's taking it back and not overcomplicating it. And I think we overcomplicate it because we want a new phone, or we want a bigger car, or we want that new TV. Well, they're all material things. Material things are wonderful, But what comes first is, I love that. That's the printed money that we just had done. Thank you. What? Just take it back to basics again. What really makes you happy? Go for a walk, go fishing.
Yeah.
Make your life simple. Yes, it's great to have all of those wonderful technology things, those material things, but without health, without happiness, they aren't worth jack shit. Sorry, I shouldn't have said jack shit. I'll take that back.
Well, on that note, let's another quick break to pay some bills.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
And we're back here with the incredible Peter Nicholls, founder of Change the One and World Traveler. So, Peter, if you could change one thing about how the world works, what would it be?
I touched on it before, and that is to get every adult to think like a child again. Get rid of all the hatred. Let's all, regardless of your race or religion, let's all celebrate Christmas. Let's all celebrate Hanukkah, Yom Kippur. Don't just appreciate everybody's differences and learn from them. As I said, put a group of children in the room together below 5 years of age, and they will all play together. And as we get adults, we complicate things. Get the world leaders. The world. What are they trying to do? For goodness sake, how much money can you have? How many luxury boats can you have, or cars, or what have you? Congratulations. I think it's wonderful as well too. But just remember, we're all human beings, and we're all going to end up in one place.
Yeah.
So let's all respect each other and get on with life and help each other. Help each other. Yeah.
So what are some small things kids can do every day to change the one?
Every day, clean your shoes before you go to school, make your bed, talk to your parents, do the chores around the house, cut the lawn for mum and dad if you're old enough, help the next door neighbour, your elderly next door neighbour, help them with their groceries. Just ask, how can I help? How can I help? What can I do to help you, mum? Unload the dishwasher. Don't sit there on your phone. The phones are great. But don't waste your life being on your phone or playing games or what have you. Just ask, how can I help you? What can I make? How can I make your life easier? Ask your big brother. Ask your big sister. Do you need help with it? They're going to be shocked. If you go and do it this morning, they will be shocked and go, what's wrong with you? What have you been drinking? Energy drinks? So.
Yeah, I saw my dad give me the nodding of the head and all that.
But it is.
I see
but
you.
it's.
I see you.
It is really simple. Yes. Yeah. Just ask, how can I help? What can I do to make your day easier? Yeah.
So when you're not working on the charity, what do you like to do for fun?
Me, I love snow skiing. In my younger days, I used to play Aussie rules football, which is
have
complete.
snow
It's
there?
yes, we do. We actually
seen
have
snow
electricity
once.
as well too.
I've only seen snow once. It's true.
Have you really? So my daughter lives at the foot of three mountains, and we've got other mountains here in Victoria. They're not terribly high, but we're coming up to winter time. In fact, there was snow, I believe, on the mountains last night because it was very, very cold here, cold snap. And then
You
we've
guys
got
have hills? You guys have
Pardon?
mountains?
Yes, yeah, they're not very high, but we do have
I've never
mountains.
seen them.
Have a look. In Victoria, there's Mount Buller, Falls Creek, Mount Hotham, and then and Mount Buffalo. In New South Wales, there is Perisher. And yeah, have a look. Do your research before you come
down
on
here
here.
in Florida, we have flat ground.
Yes, you do. I've
That's
been to
about
Florida,
it.
and it's beautiful. Yes, yes, yes. But if you have a look at, I think is Whistler in Canada? What's in Colorado? You've got mountains in Colorado, I believe. Is that
Yeah,
right?
but that's more
Where's your
north.
good snow? Yeah. So, well, Dad loves you so much. He will take you skiing soon, I'm sure.
I don't think we have the budget for that. But do you play any video games?
I played video games badly. There was one called Crash Bandicoot that my
Love
children.
that game. So much
There was one that
fun.
I would be outside, and I was the only one that could get past the penguins and the dragon. So I would be outside cutting the lawn or something. The kids would say, Dad, come in. So I'd get them past the penguins. I think they slid, and the dragon and what have you. And but I don't play a lot of video games. Again, it's I enjoy doing it, but not on my own. If my children are there with me, we'll play. But honestly, I'd rather go for a run or a walk or fishing or something like that. Yeah.
So what's your favorite book to read that's not your own?
Okay. I like Bryce Courtney and Wilbur Smith, and of course, the wonderful author of this. Did I mention that I've written this children's book?
Hey,
Yeah, there it is.
we said. Well, if you could go back and talk to your 15-year-old Peter, what would you tell him?
My 15-year-old, probably not to focus on what other people think of you, what other relatives think of you. Be honest to your parents and follow in their footsteps and what the morals that they set up for you. If you're doing the right thing by your mum and dad, you should be pretty right, and don't worry about what other people think of you, providing you're doing what your parents would be proud of. Yeah.
Okay, well now, the questions get a little bit harder, okay? So what was the biggest mistake that you've ever made, and how did it change you as a person?
The biggest mistake that I've ever made, I think I could put it down to mistakes in that I trust everybody, and I think everybody will do the right thing by me, and that has cost me a lot financially at times, but it didn't change me much in all as I wanted to be more suspicious of people. It hasn't, and I still trust everybody. I have friends around me now that say, hey, no, you're not going to trust them. So they're watching out for me. So I think that's my biggest mistake is that I trust everybody and feel that they will do the right thing by me. So,
All right,
but I'm not going to change.
You
But
have
I'm not.
a good answer to this question, okay? I really hope you got a good answer. But can you tell me that one story? You know, remember, this is a kid's show, so nothing like that. But that one story, well, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Go on, you can tell me.
Okay. I don't know what they're called in America. We call them cypress trees or cypress pine, and they have a very distinct smell. Yeah, pine trees. They have a very distinct smell. On our dairy farm, we had windbreaks that were beautiful trees, and they would link together because they were so old, the trees. And as kids, we loved climbing these trees. Now, we weren't supposed to climb them because underneath the trees were the barbed wire fences, so the cattle wouldn't get out. So we'd be climbing the trees, and we would have sap all over us and the smell and everything. And our dad would say, have you been climbing the tree? I go, no, Dad, no, of course not. We stunk of cypress and sap. But yes, that's, I have to admit to that now. Climbing the trees.
Climbing the trees. Oh, what good memories.
They were good memories. They were on our farm. Another good memory. It's not a question that you asked, but we had an old draft horse, but we didn't have a saddle, so we would ride him down, and he would just plod down the hill. But as soon as we turned him for home, his head, it was hold on for dear life, because he would just bolt for home. And yeah, the dear old horse, he was wonderful.
All right. Well, is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you and what you do?
Look, follow the charity. My dream is to have the charity in its format that it is set up all over the world, so that people can give back to it, and that's really about me. Enjoy life, have fun, enjoy life, and be a champion at your school or whatever you do in life. Just be the best you possibly can be.
What's the social media? Tell us.
Social media. Our website, you mean? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, website, social media, all that stuff.
Okay, website, www.changetheone, all one word, changetheone.org. And you will also see us on Facebook and Instagram. Change the One. Yeah, that's it. Change the one. That's it. Flashing like that.
All right. So what is that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
Who's my hairdresser?
Who is it?
Myself. I don't have any hair, as you can see.
Proper job, proper job.
But I also want to see what's underneath your hat. Come on, I need to see the unveiling of your hair.
Goodness. I can't do that. You
Can't
had
do
your
that,
one
okay.
question. I gave you one question.
That's
and
it.
You,
And that's
and
it.
you asked, who is your hairdresser? So I did it. I did it. That might be for another show. That might be for another
Okay.
show. I don't know. But
The
thank you, Peter,
the
for
unveiling
being
of
my,
Tiberius.
Well, thank you, Peter, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
I certainly can. Yes.
Aw, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call Your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling Your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
And now it's time for Math Corners. Thank you so much, Peter, for helping me with Math Corners. And this week, we're on multi-step word problems. My dad is always good at finding new problems for me to solve, and since you help build classrooms and support communities, I thought we could do something about building bathrooms for a school. So, a school in a small village has 120 students and about 30 parents and teachers who are at school during the day. The goal is to build enough bathrooms so that there's one bathroom for every 25 people. First, we want to figure out how many total people use the bathrooms. Second, how many bathrooms will need to be built.
Is that my question?
Nah, it's okay. I got it.
Okay.
All right, well, first, this is a real-world problem because when building schools and facilities, to make sure that there are enough bathrooms for everyone to stay healthy and comfortable. So first, let's find the total number of people. We have the students and the teachers and parents all together. 120 plus 30 equals 150 people total. That's nice. Nice. So that was really easy. So now we have to figure out how many bathrooms there are. So we divide 150 by 25. So 150 divided by 25 equals 6. So the school needs 6 bathrooms for each 25 people. But wait, in the real world, you always want to be safe and maybe even build one extra just in case more people show up or the school grows. But I don't think the math gods are going to give us that one, so, you know, we'll just give it 6. And no, I'm not making the joke. I'm not going to say it. I know what you're thinking, kids. I'm not saying it. But, Peter, when you're working on projects like building classrooms or helping communities, do you have to think about things like how many people will use the facilities?
Absolutely. We've just done a project for a village of 50 homes in Vietnam, and the project was to provide showers and toilets for all of them, and it was impossible to put them into each of the households. So we did what we called a sanitation block. So we looked at the number of people, the number of children, and how often they would generally use the toilet. So maths and times tables came into it all the time. But we also had to factor in people with disabilities as well too. So that's that extra toilet that you were talking about. So yes, we use maths all the time. And also water filtration systems that we put in, we need to see how many children are using it and drinking the water, how many litres they're drinking a day. That then dictates the size of the water filtration system that we put in, depending on the number of children and the number of adults and the number of litres that they're drinking a day, or
So,
gallons.
what was the answer to the question again?
Oh, the answer to the question, yes, you just multiply it by the number of people. So exactly what you've done with the 50 people divided by 25, 6 toilets, but then allowing for that extra one for people with disabilities. So exactly what you said is correct.
So, what was the ending answer?
For me, 6.
Or
The 50 divided by 25 is
the extra
6
one.
toilets.
No, the extra toilet. 6 or what?
6 plus 1.
Which is
6 plus 7.
6, 7. I'll say it once. But
7.
Thank you so much, Peter, for your help with Math Corner. And now it's time for the Heart of a Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living at the heart of a lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and ability. Well, this week, we're going to talk about integrity. For me, I think integrity is doing what is right, even when no one else is looking. The qualities of integrity is honesty, sincerity, truthfulness, and fairness. So, the other day, I was at school, as I normally am. But during lunch, there was a student sitting at a table who found a phone on the ground. No one else saw it fall, and they could have easily just kept it. But instead, they picked it up, looked around, and then handed it and walked over to a teacher to turn it in. Later on, another student came rushing over, looking really worried because they had lost their phone. The teacher was able to give it right back to them. But they said they had to pick it up after school. Sorry, kid. But, you could see how relieved they were, but they were kind of frustrated that they had to pick it out. But what stood out to me, that was the student who found the phone didn't do it for a reward, and no one told them to do it. They just knew it was the right thing to do, and that shows integrity because doing the right thing always isn't about credit. It's about who you are as a person. So, Peter, do you have an example of integrity that you've seen in your work and, helping communities?
Absolutely. There is an incredible lady in Vietnam who runs the support centre for children with severe disabilities, and it provides physiotherapy, food, and just support for the family members as well too. And she does this for nothing. It's all voluntary. There are 45 children and their families that go there 2 or 3 times a week, and we help provide the funds to keep the facility open and the food, and there's no support from the government over there. It's all through volunteers. So the heart that lady has, she has her own children as well, but she does this for nothing. It's all voluntary, and she provides the funds with our help, keeps the facility open. And I think that's the perfect example of being a true and wonderful human being, is giving back. How can you give back? And her reward is to see those happy children. My reward going over there, and these children, as we know it, have no future at all. They are in a vegetative state, but they smile, they laugh with me, they remember me. I try to go over there once or twice a year. During COVID, I didn't go back for 3 years, and I thought they won't remember who I am, but they did. They were laughing, and at the end of the day, you're head to toe covered in dribble and drool and everything else, but these children have so much to offer, and just that lady's integrity is just unbelievable. It really is. She is inspiring.
Well, we should always try to be lion strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Peter Nicholls for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking with you today. I've learned a lot about your work with the Change the One and showing us how everyone can make a difference one person at a time.
Thank you, Tiberius, for having me.
All right. Well, do you mind giving your social media and website again?
Absolutely. www.changetheone.org, all lowercase, and the same with Facebook. You'll pick us up on Facebook under Change the One. Please follow us, like us, have a look at the missions that we're doing, and just be kind and help other people.
And also you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show. And I would like to thank WWPR 1490 AM, Canton 98, So Real 24/7, Easy Way TV, and all the other stations that air my show. And please, be sure to visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. So, Peter, are you subscribed yet?
I have subscribed, yes, indeed. And I've liked you and I'm following you. And I'm not stalking you, but I am following you, yes.
Alright, well, Kathleen James 438 says, my biggest mistake was not telling my parents when I was 17 and was forced into some adult situations. Well, thanks, Kathleen James 438. I know it's important to have good communication with your parents, or at least some adult that you can trust. And, you know what? Be sure to leave a comment on my videos, and I might even mention yours at the end of the show. Also, be sure to do us next on my radio show with your host, Tiberius Boy. And that's a wrap.